What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for Anime Uproar, and today I will be breaking down what could be one of the most impactful Boku no Hero chapters in quite a while. It appears that an important and beloved hero may just have lost his life at the hands of Shigaraki, and the potential consequences of this are already being felt as Deku, Bakugo, and the others struggle to cope with Shigaraki's actions. Now, this could be a psych out, that is always possible with Horikoshi, but by the way that this chapter was structured, it definitely seems that a major hero character might have just suffered a mortal injury. There is so much to talk about, so let's get into it. If you enjoyed the Boku no Hero content on this channel and you want us to keep it going, please leave a like to let me know, it really does help. And if you happen to be new to Anime Uproar, or you just haven't subscribed, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. If you don't go through the trouble of hitting that bell and selecting the option that says all, you're still gonna miss a ton of our videos even if you are subscribed. It's just how YouTube works. Finally, this video will of course contain major Boku no Hero manga spoilers. We are talking about the latest developments in the story, and they are crazy, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. Now, the last few chapters of the story were focused on everything that was happening near the villain mansion, and the desperate attempt by the heroes and hero students to stop Gigantomachia and the other villains from joining up with Shigaraki in Jakku. But at the end of the previous chapter, the action switched focus back to Jakku. Shigaraki was down on the ground and Endeavor was looking pretty confident. Shigaraki was unable to use his quirks due to the effects of Eraserhead's quirk, and so Endeavor, Deku, Bakugo, Gran Torino, Ryukyu, and the others were all teaming up against Shigaraki. It appeared as if Shigaraki might be on the verge of losing this battle. His physical strength is impressive, but the heroes appear to have the advantage, at least for the time being. In the new chapter, Shigaraki rises to his feet yet again, and as he does so, it is clear that he has indeed suffered some pretty extensive injuries. As we saw before, one of his arms is almost completely gone, and he has cuts and wounds all over his body. And yet, he is still moving and still talking. Shigaraki defiantly says that heroes pretend to protect society, but in reality they turn a blind eye to all the things that they cannot protect, or all the things that are inconvenient for them to protect. The chapter then gives us a flashback to when a young Shigaraki was distraught and walking the streets alone as a child after murdering his own family. It was obvious that something was wrong. He was bloody and visibly shaken, but no one stopped to help him. Everyone just assumed that a hero would come along and help this young boy, because helping is a hero's job. So why would anyone else inconvenience themselves or interrupt their busy day on account of this lost child? Let someone else handle it. Shigaraki says that the rot of this hero society comes from within, and all the decay that is about to be unleashed is just a small accumulation of the rot. Shigaraki frames his destruction as just the physical manifestation of the moral corruption of the hero society. Shigaraki is basically saying that the hero society contains within itself the seeds of its own destruction. It's almost like a villain version of dialectical materialism, but instead of talking about the proletariat and the bourgeoisie like, say, Karl Marx does, Shigaraki is talking about the heroes and the villains. He seems to be saying that the hero society is rotting from within, and this rot itself creates villains, and then these villains go on to destroy society. And even though nothing justifies many of Shigaraki's actions, we have to acknowledge that he does make some valid points here. Once helping people turned into a job, into something that heroes are paid to do, then people who are not heroes are not going to feel the responsibility to help others. I mean, why should I take time out of my busy day to help this kid when pro heroes are getting paid to help him? The heroes should just do their job and I'll do mine, end of story. In short, people who live within the hero society rely too much on pro-heroes and the pro-hero system. And because no society is perfect, there will always be people like Shigaraki who slip through the cracks. No one helps these people, not the heroes, not the police, not regular citizens. These people end up lost and alone, and they blame society for letting it happen. And some of these people eventually become villains, just like Shigaraki. We know that many other villains that we've come across, like Dabi, Toga, Twice, and so on, are also people who in one way or another slipped through the cracks. They just didn't fit into the hero society, and so they felt discarded, and that motivated them to rebel against that same society. But back to the action. Endeavor is having none of this. He doesn't care one bit about Shigaraki's speech, and he launches yet another scorching attack against Shigaraki. However, Shigaraki is somehow able to jump into the air, and it appears that his injured arm is in fact regenerating. Endeavor is shocked. Shigaraki shouldn't even be able to move at this point, he should be dead, and Gran Torino notices that the power of Endeavor's attacks has fallen considerably. Endeavor must be running out of steam after this long and intense fight against Shigaraki, and that is a very bad sign. Gran Torino jumps in to help, and he attempts to kick Shigaraki back to the ground. But Shigaraki refuses to cooperate. He manages to grab Gran Torino's leg, and the other heroes understand right away that this is bad. Endeavor, Deku, and Bakugo all try their best to get to Gran Torino before Shigaraki can attack him, but they are too late. Shigaraki grabs Gran Torino and smashes him straight into the ground. As all of this is happening, we see a flashback to the moment when Shigaraki's grandmother, Nana Shimura, decided to give up her son, Shigaraki's father Kotaro, in order to protect him from All for One. Because Nana was a known enemy of Japan's most dangerous criminal at the time, she thought that if the villain found out about her son, he would hurt Kotaro in order to get to her. So Nana decided to give him up and erase all records of the fact that she was his mother. She did this to protect him, but Kotaro resented the fact that his mother abandoned him for the rest of his life. And Kotaro's resentment of pro-heroes led to his abusive behavior towards Shigaraki, which ultimately led to Shigaraki becoming a villain. So, even though Nana had the best of intentions, and even though she only wanted to protect her son, her actions indirectly led to Shigaraki becoming a villain. We also learned that in that moment when Nana gave up Kotaro, a much younger Gran Torino was there, and he was watching the whole thing from a distance. Afterwards, Nana and Gran Torino had a very emotional moment on a rooftop. A moment in which the two of them embraced as Nana sobbed about the difficult decision that they had just made. In this moment, I definitely got the vibe that Gran Torino and Nana might be in a romantic relationship, and that Gran Torino might even be Shigaraki's grandfather. However, that was just the vibe that I got. They could totally be just friends, and that might have been a hug from a friend embracing and consoling his friend in a difficult moment. So I don't want to make any crazy assumptions here, just wanted to share how this whole scene made me feel personally. It would be pretty crazy though if Shigaraki just killed his own grandfather without even realizing, although let's face it, this wouldn't exactly be the first time Shigaraki killed a family member. Back in the present time, we see the aftermath of Shigaraki smashing Gran Torino into the ground, and we see that blood is flying everywhere. This doesn't look good for Gran Torino, and Deku absolutely loses it. Endeavor warns Deku not to rush out and attack Shigaraki, and obviously Deku doesn't listen to any of it because it's Deku, what do you expect? However, Shigaraki doesn't wait for Deku to get to him. Shigaraki, who now somehow seems a lot faster than before, runs past Deku and Bakugo, and it appears that he is targeting Aizawa. Aizawa is of course trying to cancel out Shigaraki's quirks from a distance, and our boy Eraserhead is already looking pretty damn exhausted after all of this time. In fact, Manuel and Rocklock are helping him and literally holding Aizawa up as they are walking. Thankfully, as Shigaraki approaches Aizawa, Ryukyu is able to grab him in her dragon form. And just as she slows him down for a second, Deku sneaks up behind Shigaraki and uses Black Whip to restrain him further. Deku and Shigaraki struggle as Shigaraki attempts to break free. As this is happening, Endeavor screams at Deku to hold Shigaraki in that exact position, and Endeavor prepares to muster up one final epic attack. He hopes that he can finish Shigaraki off if he can just squeeze out one more full power attack. But from everything that we've seen so far, it is unlikely that even this last great effort from Endeavor will be enough to put Shigaraki down for the count. But before Endeavor can even attack, Shigaraki manages to poke his arm out through Ryukyu's giant scaly hand. And in that moment, we see that Shigaraki apparently has a quirk-destroying bullet in his possession. And by the looks of it, Shigaraki intends to use that bullet on Aizawa in order to prevent him from erasing Shigaraki's quirks. Interestingly enough, the final panel of this chapter is none other than a shot of Eri looking happy and carefree. And this panel is likely there to remind us about Eri's quirk Rewind and to drive home the full implications of what Shigaraki is about to do. We might even get something about Eri and Mirio at the beginning of the next chapter, but we'll have to wait and see. Wow, this was definitely one crazy chapter. Not only is Gran Torino possibly dead, not only is Gran Torino possibly Shigaraki's secret grandfather, but Aizawa may be about to have his quirk erased by Shigaraki. Let's face it, we all knew that the heroes wouldn't end this battle that easily, and as expected, Shigaraki now looks like he is about to turn the tides of the battle. If he can really stop Aizawa from erasing his quirks, then all bets are off, so it makes sense that he would try to make this his first priority. But will Shigaraki succeed in eliminating Aizawa as a threat, or will the heroes stop Shigaraki before he can reach Aizawa? Also, is Gran Torino Shigaraki's secret grandfather, and more importantly, did Gran Torino just die? Finally, what do you think is going to happen next? Is Shigaraki about to kill someone else? Please share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Boku no Hero content on the channel, please leave a like to let me know. And if you happen to be new to Anime Uproar, or you just haven't subscribed, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Anime Uproar. I want to give a big thank you to all of our Anime Uproar patrons who make videos like this one possible. An extra special thank you to Alpha, a disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Alolan The World, Steelers, Acquired Respect, Pate Heffa, Jonathan King, Brandon Aviles, Papa Smurf, Emperor Otaku, Thomas Jones, and Kinmano. Finally, big thank you to all of our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Anatoly Kazatsky, Angel Cruz, Cricket XP, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Alicia Akhter, Jessica K. Lafont, Hinokami and Water, Bonnie Parks, Rathuin Deora, Deadly Saint, and Stern Hawkins. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value to you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single dollar will give you access to our Patreon exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.